What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. And where do all fights start? Round one. We have an amazing show for you here today. We're uncovering all the lies with this Naoya Inoue story about Naoya Inoue not selling tickets right now. I told you guys the hate was real, and all it took was for one guy to write a little article, and all the haters were going to reveal themselves. And I'm going to tell you exactly why and how that the hate is real, and why this is all just a fabricated, made-up lie to shit on the monster Naoya Inoue, a great one. So, without further ado, let's lock in. Do me a favor. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's hop right into this episode. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Yo, Frontline, am I sounding a little echoey right now? Because yesterday's live stream and the one before that, it must have been something on my mixer that I'm hitting, because I'm sounding like I'm mad far away. And I think it's picking up the mic on my laptop and not the mic on here. So I checked everything right now. Let me check it one more time. I believe that everything should be kicking off right. Not until I finish the episode and I hear myself like mad echoey, I'm gonna be pissed, right? So how am I sounding, guys? Do I sound like far away? Let me know right now. No, you're loud and clear? Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. A lot of people tell me, why do I support Naoya Inoue? Why do I support one of the greatest talents we have today, right? And when you're that good, you will be hated on. There will be a lot of people that will come after you because they just can't beat you in your profession. It's common among all the greats and all the legends in every single sport. Michael Jordan is hated on every day for LeBron fans. Tom Brady is hated on the NFL because he doesn't fit the criteria as a jock. Tom Brady looks like some prep kid. He doesn't meet the NFL's beast requirement. He doesn't have abs. He doesn't look cool like Joe Namath or Joe Montana or say these cool rebuttals. He was just a winner. And if you don't meet their criteria, they're going to hate on you. If you don't look the way they look, they're going to hate on you. Naoya Inoue fits all those criterias. He doesn't look like them. He don't act like them. He don't want to be them. He's a winner. And when you're a winner, boy, are they going to hate on you. Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out and saying that the Naoya Inoue fight in Las Vegas is not selling. Really? Really? And this guy went and made an article about it. So some regular dude with a little pen and a pad can write a story, post it up as just hate, because this dude's just hating on him, right? And I'm going to prove it. Then all the people that have tried to get clicks, views, and likes to get their ratings up, to finally come around and talk about one of the best fighters in the world, Naoya Inoue, they all started hopping aboard little by little. You see them? No, I said Naoya Inoue was good. He's a great talent. The minute, and I mean the second, someone said something negative about him, you've seen all the haters reveal themselves like that. Let's break this situation down. What is Edwin talking about? Where is this hate coming from? His fight's not selling. Really? Okay. How many of you YouTube content creators on these YouTube streets reported that the Gervonta Tank Davis fight was not selling with Lamont Roach. In fact, all the way to the night of the fight, there was massive tickets available. Did anybody come out and say that the Gervonta Davis Lamont Roach fight is in jeopardy because it's not selling? Show me receipts on your channel that you said exactly that. What you could show is that you're about to say, I said I never wanted to see that fight. That's not the question. That's not the question. I never said you didn't want the fight. You didn't want to see the fight. My question was, did you report on the Tank Davis fight about the ticket sales? Did you or did you not? Did you report and say the fight's in danger? It's in jeopardy. Did Gervonta Davis himself tweet out fight cancel because of a lack of ticket sales during that time? Did anybody come out and say that? Anybody come out and say to that brother right there, bro, your fight is not selling? Just once. And it doesn't count if you say, oh, I said I didn't want to see that fight. Once again, that was not the question. Everybody and their mama said that. Everybody got receipts for that saying, oh, we never wanted this fight in the first place. Everybody can prove that. Now, the reason why I bring all of this up, just to shed light on Naoya Inoue, right? Check it out, guys. Allegedly, the fight is having trouble selling, right? When they started selling tickets, a month and a half out from the fight. A month and a half out from the fight. And you didn't have a full card at the time. When I bought my ticket to the Naoya Inoue fight, there was no one else on the card. Espinoza got added to the card. Rohan Polanco got added to the card. Emilio Vargas got added to the card. There was a lot of fighters, and the card came together. Right? Okay. Here in America, it is very, very, very common. And as we all know, us Americans, we drag our feet. These fights typically don't sell or sell out the week or two leading into the fight. Then everything is sold out. Did that Gervonta Davis fight end up selling out on the last day? So what are they reporting about? So these guys can go ahead and have problems with their ticket sales. Did David the Monster Benavidez sell out? Did Saul Canelo Alvarez fight sell out? Did anybody report anything about ticket sales when they were struggling to sell tickets? All of a sudden, this Japanese dude is not selling a month and a half out from the fight. We're within a month, because what day are we in now, right? What are we in, the 8th? What is it, the 8th? Yeah, the 8th, right? Naoya Inoue's fight is on the 4th. So 4 days over from a month. And this was reported yesterday. About a month away from the fight is when they're reporting that the fight is struggling to sell. A month out from the fight? That's not hate. No, absolutely not. Not when it's not. You're not saying that Shakur Stevenson's struggling to sell. You're not saying that Tank was struggling to sell all the way to the night of the fight on ticket sales. No, they're not going to come out and say that. But they got no problem coming out and shitting on Naoya Inoue. Listen, I told you that the hates and the lies are going to be all shapes and sizes. Some of these lies are going to be hard to see through. I told you. Do you guys think that everybody's happy Naoya Inoue is doing this? Did I not tell you that some of the powers that be and some of these boxing gods up there, they got their own people. They got their own reporters. They work with their own channels. They work with the right people. people, and they're going to try to smear Naoya Inoue's name. Anything they can say or do to try to discourage you from going to go to Las Vegas and watch the fight. Shit. No sooner that they reported this, I had one of my subscribers hop up on the channel and say, hey, Edwin, that fight's not selling. I really would like to go out there. Little broke right now, but, you know, he was like wondering if it would be worth it. And I'm like, thank God you guys are here, and I'm here to help you guys. To navigate you guys through this bullshit. And this real hate that's going to be happening. I told you guys, these fights for Naoya Inoue are going to get a lot tougher to get, secure. They're going to be entities and powers that be. They're going to be looking like they're trying to help Naoya Inoue, but sabotage him. There's a lot of people who don't like he's breaking all these records. There's people that do not like that when it's all said and done, he's going to be above a lot of our legends. Oh, we can't have that. If we can't beat him on the up and up, let's cheat him. If we can't beat him, let's smear his name. Let's start saying his fights are not selling. Well, guess what? Wasn't this fight supposed to be an introduction fight for him? You can't say Naoya Inoue doesn't sell. Oh, he sells. Because not one of the guys that you got to compare him against him is selling 50,000 tickets in Japan. How you guys is doing with your little 13,000 venue to capacity? You ain't selling 50,000 tickets. This is just an introduction for my man. So all of a sudden, you guys knowing going into the fight that Naoya Inoue is not a household name in America, that's exactly why they're doing this. So to a man that's being introduced to a new marketing crowd, you guys are what? All of a sudden putting him up against, he hasn't even made his fucking debut. You're already putting him up against Canelo Alvarez and the rest of these dudes in ticket sales. He hasn't even stepped in the United States yet. That's how eager they are to quickly shit on him. They can't wait. They're not giving him an opportunity. They didn't wait until the fight was over to talk about ticket sales. They didn't do any of that. Quickly jumped out right off the fucking roof. Hey, he's not selling. When have they ever done that? We talk about ticket sales after the fight. What'd you do at your live gate? How many people you had in the seat? T.O., right? Can you sell without Ryan? Tank? Huh? Devin, can you sell without Ryan? Huh? And all of a sudden, they gonna shit on Naoya Inoue like this? When they did it to our boys? It didn't fucking matter what Tank was doing on that night. Tank Davis was taking care of business. And what they do? They try to hate on Tank over this fucking fight with Lamont Rhodes, didn't they? They gave him a lot of hate. But the one thing they didn't talk about Tank was his fucking ticket sales. And we all knew blatantly leading into the fight that I was reporting it, you were watching it in real time, them tickets weren't moving. But it's okay. It's okay. And I merely just point out all these things in ticket sale situations to show you that the hate is real when it comes to this Japanese dude. A month. We're a fucking month out. And because of the fact you didn't sell out like you did in Japan, what's that mean? When Saul Canelo Alvarez did not pack that fucking house, did you guys come out and say ticket sales was hurting? Did anybody come out and say it? All they kept saying was, we don't want to see this fight. We never asked for this fight. Yeah, that's not my point. Everybody knows that. They have to find a way to deter you from tuning in and watching one of the greatest talents the world has ever seen. There's very few men that got that kind of skill. They're in a small room. It's about 10 of them. Some of the best fighters we've ever witnessed. They don't want you to see him. They don't want you to be a fan. They don't want you to support him. They don't want you to come out to see him. They want him to go out to America so that we can say he was never like us. And he was too small to be considered one of the greatest. That's their angle. That's how they're going to try to destroy the monster. At the end of the day, I guarantee it. Melo Pico, bro, if it don't go down like this. Oh, I can see this coming from a mile away. At the end, when he retired, they're going to try to say the reason why he wasn't the best, he was just small. Out of all these ploys and gimmicks and tricks to try to deter you from becoming a fan of one of the greatest fighters we've ever had. And I can honestly say in this era. So why is it in the sport that is led by machismo, aggression, right? That you think that these guys are all shitting on each other, right? Why? Because that's exactly what it is. There's no fighter in the world that says, I want to go into a fight and I hope it's a draw. What fighter does that? What fighter walks into a fight saying, man, I hope tonight's a draw? I've never met a man like that. Every man that enters that ring wants to win, wants to be a winner, wants to be considered the best. It's very rare when these guys come aboard in the defense of one of for each other, for their sport. It's very rare when that happens. And Naoya Inoue right now, I've tried to prepare you. You already know. I try to prepare and I try to tell you that they were going to come after him. They're going to continue to come after him. And they're going to continue to try to destroy his career, not in the ring, but with lies. A smear campaign. I don't know what they're going to say next, but every single time I sit here and I'm just like, what are they going to say next about this dude? Just like Brady, just like Jordan. What are they going to say next? They couldn't beat Michael Jordan on a basketball court, so they had to shame him and believing he had a gambling problem. Every time they had a microphone in front of Michael Jordan's face, it was about gambling, not basketball. Michael, you gambled away $100,000 on a golf course. Do you got a gambling problem? The higher up the medias, that's how they destroyed Michael Jordan. They knew they could never beat him or his dominance. He already had 6 rings and came back to the NBA and did another 3-peat. The odds of Michael Jordan winning more trophies was very high. He would have smashed everybody's record. And any basketball player or anybody that they were hoping to bring up, Michael was setting the bar too high. Why do you think Michael Jordan had a very short career? Besides the fact that they shot his father too. Coincidence? His father's on a highway. Michael Jordan's father's on a highway. And these 2 people just pull up and happen to shoot him. That was coincidental? That was coincidence. Nah, man. Sometimes when things are too good, there are people in the world that take that out so that there's balance, so that the rest of us don't look unhuman, like, you know what I'm saying? And this guy right here is doing it way too fucking good. He's got to go. He's got to go. You lucky Tom Brady had the complexion for the protection. I'm going to keep it right there. You better be lucky. If Tom Brady was Puerto Rican, he never makes 10 Super Bowls appearances, 7 rings. Hell no. Hell no. Hell, I don't believe that. All my legends in every sport, man. You know what I'm saying? They just, whenever they get too big, something other than what they're doing sometimes takes them out. They get accused for rape, drug scandals. We found this in your car. You got to go to the army for 3 years. All kinds of excuses. They fucking rock my legends, bro. And it's a sad case. I would have loved to see if Muhammad Ali would have never went to prison, what Cassius Clay would have did, how far he would have go. I would have loved to see Floyd Mayweather not go to jail and not be handicapped by 2 fragile hands. How far would he have went? I would have loved to see Miguel Cotto go up 5 divisions if he wasn't cheated and his face wasn't bashed in by a fucking cheater, right? Disgusting cheater, right? It's something always happens to my guys. Hector Camacho, man, party life took him out. Didn't train as much. All my legends, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, except the only one good legend I really got to appreciate, but they still shitted on him, man. And they held him back from getting a title for a very long time, man. So by the time he became a champion, he was already older. Was Marvelous Hagler. That was my dude, bro. He was a dog, bro. He was focused. Man, the epitome. When every time I seen that man's face, I was like, there's the fucking face of a champion right there. I was like, real dedication. That real type. Yo, Marvelous was the marvelous one, bro. He was built like that. That man used to go lock himself in, laser focus type shit. Marvelous, but they fucking hated on him, bro. They didn't give him a title until he was like in his 30s, right? A title fight, he had like 40-something fights. Some outrageous shit. They were scared to death of that man. And I never got to see him like on a dominant reign because by the time he fought Sugar, Marvelous was old as hell, bro. He couldn't even move like he used to move. Nah, that fight was way too old. And like they've always done this to like a lot of the greats. A lot of the fucking greats, man. They just want you to be good. They want you to be Dan Marino. That's what they want Naoya Inoue to be. Charles Barkley. It's okay that you're good. Just don't win anything. We already got our guy. We got Joe Montana. We don't need Dan Marino, they said. Joe's going to win. Joe had the Bill Walsh fucking offense. They were 5-10 years ahead of everybody else. No wonder they won, right? So, when you're great and they can't beat you in your profession, that don't sit back and think, no one can touch me. Bullshit. There are other ways of taking down a champ. Sometimes it comes with a big ass and a nice set of titties. That'll take down a champ. Faster than any drug or car, right? There's just other ways. And these are the things that the people will do to try to take down some of the greats. You know, there's another story popping off, big story going around right now with David the Monster Benavidez, the other monster, the Mexican monster. He calls himself Monster. And they just stripped Demetrius Bivol and emailed and upgraded David the Monster Benavidez. There's a lot of shit been talked about this situation. As of right now, David the Monster Benavidez is the 175-pound WBC champion of the world when he woke up this morning. He has full upgraded status. He is no longer an interim champion, a three-time interim champion, David the Monster Benavidez. He had an interim belt at 168. He had two interim belts at 175. He collected a lot of regulars and interim belts. And then now he is the WBC 175-pound official champion. Many people came out and shitted on David the Monster Benavidez for not allowing Demetrius Bivol and Arthur Benavidez to fight the trilogy for all 4 or 5 belts. I should say all 5 belts, because the IBO it's here, baby, and it's in the mix. I'm going to acknowledge it. Fuck that. Okay? If they're in the building, they're getting credit. 5 belts, I said. So, and many people gave him shit. They were like, yo, that's a punk move. That was a bit. You didn't fight no champion, David the Monster Benavidez. You're an email champion, and all you have is interim belts. You're a fraud, a phony, David the Monster Benavidez. And David the Monster Benavidez has a big history, and a lot of his history with a lot of these fight fans, including myself sometimes, it has to do with Saul Canelo Alvarez. But that train is past. Get the fuck over it, David the Monster Benavidez. I even came in for your defense. I try to talk it up for you, maybe to see if we can get this fucking Saul fight. But it is what it is, bro. You can't let another man move you. If Saul's not fighting you, David, oh well. Fine. Do something else. And he did. He goes up to 175. And Suleiman and all these dudes, right, stripped him of the belt. Peep it. Sometimes things can look like a bad situation for someone, but it's really a blessing in disguise. Stay with me. Right? Okay. You stripped that belt off Demetrius Bivol. I got Demetrius Bivol in their trilogy. I think Demetrius Bivol is going to win again. Okay. Whoever wins, did you just strip one of the belts off of him and then allegedly said that David the Monster Benavidez is going to fight the winner? If that man wins and beats David the Monster Benavidez, right, you just made him a 2-time undisputed champion at 175. That's what you're about to do. Same thing you're about to do to Saul Canelo Alvarez with William Skull. Now in the history books, he's not going to just be a 1-time unified undisputed champion. He's going to be a 2-time unified undisputed champion in that weight division. Same thing Usyk has the potential to do if he fights Dubois. Sometimes this can look like, oh, that's bullshit. But it can be a blessing in disguise. That shit counts when you retire in the record books. No, I wasn't a 1-time. I was a 2-time undisputed champion in the same division, but I did it twice. You might think, WBC, that you guys just pulled one on Demetrius Bivol or Arthur. You might be setting them up for bigger accolades upon their retirement. So it's all good. You know, look, is this the first email champion we've ever heard of? Will it be the last? And let me ask you guys a question before you guys shit on David the Monster Benavidez. Ask yourself this just one question. If you were a professional boxer, you were in boxing, you were chasing some of these champions down, and whoever's fault it was, it doesn't seem like you were getting an opportunity. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you get a phone call or a fax an email and they tell you, guess what, kid? Today is your lucky day. Why is that? Because we are officially upgrading you to full status as the WBC World Champion of the World. Do you accept? Please, right now, share in the comments. Let me know who you are. You don't have to say your name or whatever. Show me and tell me which one of you would have said no. Which one of you would have denied the championship of the world that you've been chasing for like ever, it seems, right? And ask yourself this very question. Is it David the Monster's job to care about Demetrius Bivol's career? Oh, let Demetrius Bivol fight for unification. Let him run it back a third time because he gave him an opportunity. Now you think David the Monster Benavidez gives a fuck about his career? He's worried about his own career. And the problem is that you guys are taking it and saying that David the Monster Benavidez should have allowed them to fight for that. And I say, in what world? In what world do you live in where you allow the other guy to do whatever he wants when you had an opportunity to stop it? Do you care about you and your family, or do you care about Demetrius Bivol's situation? Which is it? We have a bad tendency of putting our expectation and what we feel is right on these fighters and say to them, you should allow this to happen. Fuck are you? What are you talking about? I should allow what? No, go get that belt, put it around. I'll take criticism. The world will call me email champion. It's okay. The record, you know what the record books is going to call me? Champion. You know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to go out there next and I'm going to knock this next dude out. Next time I fight, I might fight for unification. And before you know it, that little email champion slogan is a thing of the past. I have solidified myself as a real champion. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, baby. Go out there and prove it to us, Demetrius, that you could beat Demetrius Bivol or Arthur, because I'm not counting them out, right? Show me. So when he does that and he does these kind of things, and then yeah, you feel me? But nah. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link real quick. What's up, Carlos? Y'all want to come up or anything, share anything? Let me know what you think about all these situations. Naoya Inoue, David the Monster Benavidez. I mean, whenever they want to hate on these guys, it's a brutal sport. It really is. And me in the past, I've come out and blatantly said that at one point in time, I felt like Saul was ducking David the Monster Benavidez, and David the Monster Benavidez had put himself in situations and begged for a shot, and I tried to talk up the fight and shit because I wanted to see Saul and David the Monster Benavidez fight. And the more I went back and I watched a lot of things and stuff, I really truly believe that David the Monster Benavidez better be lucky Saul did not give him the opportunity back then. I don't believe it. I know it. I know Saul would have fucked David the Monster Benavidez up. 100% fact. I don't even give David the Monster Benavidez 1% back then. Now, shit's changed. Shit has fucking changed, and this David the Monster Benavidez dude is getting stronger. Now, he's in a funny situation. He's got the good height, right? And he can pack on weight. But that blazing speed he had like at 168 and shit, it's not all the way there. He had a good run. David the Monster Benavidez, I mean, he beat Morel, Caleb Plant, he had a pretty good Dorrell. He had a good run. I think in his last few fights, he had a better run in recent fights comparison to Saul. Not Saul's entire career, no. Just those last little bit of fights. David the Monster Benavidez was fighting better guys, right? And you can say that at least, okay, David the Monster Benavidez fought Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant lasted, went to 12, but Saul knocked him out. Just remember this shit. Like back then, when David was being all crazy and I want to fight Saul, bro, he better be lucky Saul didn't give him that fight. Saul would have broke him. 100%. Saul would have beat him back then. David the Monster Benavidez had 2 left feet. That motherfucker could not move. He couldn't shuffle around the ring. Saul would have exposed that. Saul is he's a bit of everything. Saul. He knows how to be technical. He knows how to counter punch. He knows how to be a boxer puncher. Saul has great power. And I think that David the Monster Benavidez was young in boxing and he was more bark than bite back then. Although I was a prisoner in the moment back then and I was really riding high on David the Monster Benavidez because he was what we were seeing. He was more active. And, the monster, the nickname and everything gave to the allure of what was David the Monster Benavidez. And I was behind him. I was like, come on, David, let's get this fight. Saul, you got to fight him. And I even said, Saul, you're a duck, this and that. And then I knew some of the truths back then too, but it wasn't time to be truthful. It wasn't time to be truthful. It was time to fight. It wasn't time to be like, oh, Saul gave us everything. He already had 50 plus fights. He had a lot of miles on him. Technically, he had given enough to boxing at that point to us that I was like, the truth is my man could probably do whatever he wants. And that was the truth. That Saul had already given us blood. David didn't give us none of that shit. David didn't go on multiple title runs, divisions. He wasn't established yet. And he still basically isn't now. To present day. Because of Saul. You might be able to say, like, oh, David the Monster Benavidez, well, he didn't know Saul shit. And that's just telling the truth. I'm sorry. Saul was undisputed at 168. Yeah, look, we all know the story when Saul was like, no, I don't want to fight David the Monster Benavidez for his belt. I don't need his belt. The second he lost it for recreational use, Saul swooped in for a vacant belt to a guy that wasn't even in the division and won the belt and then scurried off with the belt. There was a small brief window, yes. Saul was not acknowledging David the Monster Benavidez, but that train is gone. That shit's been gone, bro. There was a lot of things David the Monster Benavidez you could have did. And he knew that there was an order to Saul's belts. The funny thing is that David the Monster Benavidez had Saul like in the house. Like if I was to describe it, David the Monster Benavidez was outside with his gun like this on the back wall, and Saul was trapped in a 1-bedroom apartment. There was no kitchen to run through, no back door, nothing. David the Monster Benavidez had him pinned, and he fucking chose to leave to the next division. That's on you, homeboy. You did all that chasing. He swam the entire ocean and drowned at the shore. Type shit. You mean to tell me you had Saul pinned and you was just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going that way. And you let him walk out the house. That's on you. That's on you, bro. I don't feel sorry for you, bro. And I don't think he should go back down. Listen, that David the Monster Benavidez and Saul fight is done with. That shit's never going to happen. Move on. It's never going to happen. I wouldn't advise David the Monster Benavidez, already acclimating to the division at 175, to move down in weight. You're going to get knocked out. Your body's not going to adjust well, and he's going to hit you with a fucking jab, and your body's going to turn off. Just ask Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. got knocked out by 2 shots. In his career, he walks through. Those punches, he would walk through those punches. All that moving your weight and not letting your body adjust, it's going to get you chinny, bro. Going out there trying to get hit by bigger dudes and coming down too much speed, you're going to get knocked out. You're going to get knocked out, bro. So I wouldn't advise David the Monster Benavidez to chase the Saul Canelo Alvarez train. And at the end of the day, why is everybody calling Saul Canelo Alvarez's name? Why does everybody want to fight him? Why? You guys all know the answer. Cash cow. There's the money. That's him. That's him. That's why they're going to want to fight him. Why does all these guys all of a sudden want to get on the Naoya Inoue train? That's the cash cow for these divisions. There he is. That's him. Regardless of what these guys are going to say about some of these guys and some of the situations, look, sometimes I got to be honest. You guys don't want to be told the truth. I realize that. Sometimes you guys rather want to argue the fucking headlines and who said what about whose baby's mama. That's what a lot of these guys want to hear. You guys don't want to be told the truth. No, but here at Round One Sports Talk, I have an allegiance only to one entity. That is boxing. That is boxing. I am promoted, paid, no affiliation or ties or connections to anyone. The only obligation I have is to the sport of boxing. And when these men and women are the best, and Amanda Serrano is they're trying to push her to the side, like she's not the greatest female fighter in the world, that's where I have to come out and tell the truth. To keep balance in the world from all these lies and stories, just because they want to put a Nike symbol on somebody's sweater and promote the next person. Do you really gotta shit on the legends? Why? Because the person they're promoting, since the moment they started promoting them, they never felt that they were ever gonna get to the level of those legends. So what do? You gotta bring the legend down in order to talk your guy into that, because he's not as good. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. LeBron James is not as good as Jordan. So what did they do to Michael? They really took Michael, he was way up here, and they dragged him all the way down just to enter. And you would be surprised and amazed at how many people in this world believe somehow, I don't know what world, but that LeBron is even remotely close to Michael Jordan. I mean, LeBron didn't even catch Kobe. He didn't even catch Kobe. But somehow he's next to MJ. It's crazy. The world is really broken. Then they started introducing this longevity and scoring titles that had nothing to do with the conversation. I don't want to know about your scoring title. I don't want to know about all your rebounds and your layups and your assist percentage. That wasn't in the conversation. We didn't judge Michael Jordan by how many points he scored. We never judged him by that. We never judged him by rebound skills, a triple double, whatever you want to fucking say. That was never in the conversation when it came to MJ. The only thing MJ brought to the equation, 2 3-peats, 6 rings. That's it. Do that, we're talking. What did the world do? They knew LeBron James would never beat Michael. What they do, he invested a whole bunch of money into his body. He scored outrageous pointing titles and everything. Somehow, some way, that slithered into the conversation. It just, and then it, I mean, as we all know, LeBron James plays like a stiff RoboCop on a basketball court. He doesn't even have 35% of Michael's athletic ability. So obviously Michael was more athletic. And when it came to everything else, Mike just looked cooler than LeBron. Just going to break it down as fast as I could. He's just way cooler than him. That was one smooth cat right there, MJ. He really was, man. And I fucking couldn't stand him. Oh, I can't stand MJ, bro, right? Because I'm a Laker. I love Magic Johnson and Kareem. MJ used to break my heart all the time. Oh, man, I couldn't stand Michael. I can't stand him to this day, man, right? I'm still rocking with Magic, man. Fuck that, right? And Larry Bird. Magic and Larry Bird, those were my dudes, man. They were rivals, but I respect Bird, right? But MJ came in like a fucking whirlwind, and he kicked all our asses and shit, right? So I was never a big MJ fan, but the truth is the truth. LeBron James, in my opinion, here's a real interesting fact. Here's a real interesting fact. I'll put this out there today, and I'll challenge any of you, and I mean any of you. And if you're 25 and under, you're not in the conversation. You're not old enough to even know what I'm talking about, right? Or to understand it. Okay, so you're excluded. I'm sorry. We'll go on the next trivia, right? But if you're older gentlemen like me, just answer this one question for me, without being biased. Just be honest, because this is gonna be a black and white question. Yep, black dude against a white dude. I'm gonna put it out there for you, right? Be honest, man. Is LeBron James better than Larry Bird? Yeah, I said it. Is LeBron James more feared, a better player in all aspects than Bird? If you had to pick on a basketball court, LeBron James or Larry Bird to play for you, who you picking? And the kids under 25 are going to pick LeBron all day. They don't know who Bird is. They don't know who Larry Bird is. I'm not even capping right now. Larry Bird is the same height as LeBron. Larry, legend Larry? You don't know about Larry Bird? Please, go watch his highlights. That man used to shoot my lights out. What? What happened with my thing? Is it shutting off? Nah, it's good. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have to go with Bird. I'm gonna have to pick Bird over LeBron. Yeah. He's just a more efficient shooter. He's got ring court generalship. He knows how to dictate and play with his team, Larry Bird, very well. Bird is a monster, bro. He's a fucking monster shooter. I mean, until Steph Curry came in the league, like, right? Type shit. Steph is a fucking, he's a stupid shooter. Yo, that man, he just got a gift. Curry's crazy. That shit, what he's doing, he took Larry Bird's record and went, as shooters. See, LeBron's not in that conversation. You should never be in that kind of conversation with the shooters. LeBron's not a shooter. Not like these dudes. No, we're talking about like the Allens, the guys that shoot threes, the Birds, the Currys. You know, LeBron can't rock with them dudes. He better not open that door. He'll be embarrassed, right? So he can't come into the shooters, and he's definitely not walking into the best players' room. You can't do that, homeboy. You got too many people in front of you. Magic Johnson got 5 rings. You ain't beat him. You ain't beat Kobe. Shit. Quiet as kept. You know the fuck you ain't beat, dog? What was his name? He used to dress up with makeup. Dennis Rodman. LeBron, you can't hold Dennis Rodman's trunks. And to think he had to go on like these super teams to win. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. Great player, LeBron, longevity. If we weren't comparing him to anybody, fucking, he's probably one of the best. He's one of the best players in the NBA. Every year, he's like up there to be competed as the best. There's always like somebody that's like fucking rocking or winning the championship other than him that kinds of like scoots him out almost every year. LeBron, if we're being honest. You know, if you want to just be a regular fan of, no, LeBron's the best. Well, you're just a fan, bro. You shouldn't even be talking, right? When you look at things objectively and like open-minded, you start to realize, damn, he wasn't the most feared ever in the NBA. There wasn't a year that it was like a complete dominant LeBron year. No, not like MJ. It was like LeBron was like on some bullshit. He had to share the floor with Dwayne Wade. And I wasn't sure who was better at the time, Wade or LeBron. Dwayne Wade was rocking on the Heat. Dwayne Wade was the captain of the team. I'm not sure who was winning those games. Was it LeBron or him? You had 2 fucking aces up your sleeve. It was ridiculous. And then there was actually 3 of them. So look, I don't want to keep talking about LeBron's punk ass, but yo, I don't even mean to be like that with LeBron because I really don't got nothing against him. What I got in my argument would always be they're the champions. The rings. Like, I don't give a fuck if his name was Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Dennis Rodman. I don't give a fuck what his name was. I really didn't like none of them dudes anyway, right? But the truth is the truth. I don't come to defend Michael because I'm a fan. Nah, bro. I just got to tell the truth, though. I understand championships. Everything else, you're just trying to talk your way in here. If that wasn't on the conversation, if you don't start off the conversation with, where's your fucking rings? Just close the door. We don't got nothing to talk about. I don't want to hear about your stats or your longevity. We weren't saying that about Michael. So why would we say that about you? Why would we didn't let Michael's points dictate him to being the best or his longevity or his stats or anything. None of that came into the conversation. The only thing Michael Jordan produced was championships. So if that's what we're talking about, that's what you need to bring. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Everything else is just, yeah, you can talk about the great player, this, that, and everything. Yeah, cool. You know? That's what I mean about Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue They could say what they want about him. They could come out and say, "Oh, he's not selling." Yo, that fight's gonna be sold out before we get to Vegas. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That fight is gonna be sold out before we get to Vegas, and we all meet each other at Vegas. Watch when I'm out there, huh? But how many of these YouTube channels on these YouTube streets have already reported, Naoya Inoue is nothing? They couldn't wait when they saw that bullshit ass article. The article was bullshit, just like they channels. Yo, listen, I was like taken back. I was like sitting here like this. I was like, you mean to tell me that ticket sales to this fight, like a month out from the fight, y'all already saying that what? That shit should have sold out like a concert? Without you knowing who's on the fight, you just expected people to, just because it was Naoya Inoue's name, to sell out in one day, when in the day that let me remind you, the day the fight was announced, there was only one fight on the card. Remember that. When you looked up the Naoya, because I did it. We all did it. When you looked it up, he was the only fight on the card. Then all of a sudden, enters Espinoza, the Dominican dude, right? Rohan Polanco. Then all of a sudden, the General, the Vargas kid. Then all of a sudden, then the fight card started being put together. So how do you expect fans to buy or sell out over just his name, right? It can be done. Had he been like an American superstar, I think if you put just Naoya Inoue's name in Japan, he'll sell out. But you're comparing him to a foreign country where he's never done that, but yet taking the opportunity to shit on him. Really? You guys just shit on Naoya Inoue and dressed it up like that fight's in jeopardy. No. Most people were like, well, what's the co-main event? There's no co-main event right now. Who else is on the undercard? No undercard, no prelims. Let me wait to see who else is on the card before I buy my ticket. Do you really think that there weren't people in the world that would do that first? Let the card build. That's why I was reporting. I was telling you guys the fucking card is not even put together. Who the fuck is doing Top Rank? Top Rank is all over the place right now. They better not drop the ball on Naoya Inoue. You want to promote your guy, Bob Arum, kick your little son-in-laws in the ass, or your little stepson there, kick him in the ass, get in there, and get shit done. Because as we all know, Bob Arum don't handle the day-to-day office Top Rank shit. He's just basically there for the face of Top Rank. Bob Arum's just going through the motion. He ain't got time for all that phone call paper. You want to call my son-in-law or call my stepson. I got them handle the day-to-day affairs of Top Rank. He's 90 fucking years old. Bob Arum, he don't got time for all that shit. He's just the face. As long as you see his face, he represents what? Top Rank. But he's not taking care of everything. So I just want you guys to see the truth. Oh my God, Naoya Inoue not selling. They ain't got nothing else to say, bro. They ain't got none. Did they say that about Saul, Tank? Did they say that about all their top selling guys? Did they say that about Tio, Ryan Garcia just before he fought Tank Davis? You guys seen it when Oscar had to give the tickets away for $25 and at the end he just handed them out. The whole top thing row was empty. on the night of the fight. But leading into the fight, did one YouTube channel say, hey, ticket sales are not selling this close to the fight? Just one. No. All of a sudden, Naoya's ticket sales are the biggest talk of the town. What a coincidence. Really? You guys can't stop talking about that. You guys are on Naoya Inoue's ticket sales a month out from the fight. You counting that shit. What hate. What hate. You ain't never did this for no other fighter. Right? But you got to do it to him. You got to count his ticket sales. Guys are like, oh, this fight didn't sell out. This fight after the fight. That's common. That happens all the time. After the fight, we discuss whether you put asses in those seats. After. They attacking them now. They're not even allowing the fight to materialize to get the final number and then report on it, whether it was a flop or a success. They're telling you it's a flop right now, a month out from the fight. That's not trying to deter you from going to see him. That's not hating on him for that you don't tune in. That's not dressing it up and saying this fight is not that important. No, that's none of those things. That's exactly all those things. And that's called fucking hating. You didn't even give the man time to put up numbers, then criticize him for his numbers. I can't say anything about that. You would have done it the right way. And if it flops, it flops. I don't care if I'm the only man in attendance. You will see me in attendance right there rocking with my Round One Sports Talk, supporting boxing and one of the greatest fighters we have today. I'm not led by you guys, the haters. I'm led by Round One Sports Talk, boxing fanatics, us, that you guys that tune in to really watch and hear the truth. This shit is bullshit, bro. And I could talk about a man just like I do with MJ. I might not necessarily have always been a fan or whatever, but that's the truth right there. That man's the truth. Naoya Inoue is the same thing. He's the same thing, man. And I'm not going to let these dudes deter you or try to turn you off like, they're saying that fight is not selling. They're saying that it might not be an interesting fight, Larry. All right, Karen, I guess we're not going to that fight. Let's go to the Teo fight in New York City. Or the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight that is the day before that fight. So let's shit on the Japanese dude's fight so that we can sell our fight. The one we want to be behind. The one we're going to be at. As a matter of fact, that guy that wrote that article, what fight's he going to be at? Is he going to be at the Naoya Inoue fight? Probably not. He's probably got his own agenda of promoting his own guy, so he wants you not to tune into over there. Why? Because some of us don't have the luxury to buy all the fights. Some of us are going to pick and choose what fight we're going to pay for or choose to watch. It's a battle right now between all these guys to get the viewing eyes. They want you to tune in to Saul. They don't like a Japanese dude fighting on their Mexican independent weekend using one of their Mexican fighters. Could be that. Could be the Americans want you to tune in and lock in New York City for Teo, Ryan, Rolly. Could be that. These people are always competing against each other for star status. Look at me, look at me. Fuck them. That's where we're at. Wake up. What sport you watching? Boxing. Isn't boxing a single man sport? Yes. And doesn't every man want to be considered the best and the king? Yes. And we're all not each. They're not. It's not like they're all on a team. Each man's individual status really is on his own, right? His star status is up to him, right? None of these guys want you to watch Naoya Inoue. Saul doesn't give two shits about Teo and his card. Saul doesn't care about Naoya Inoue. Teo don't care about Saul's card or Naoya Inoue's card. And Naoya Inoue don't care about Saul or Teo and them's card. And Ryan's. I should say Ryan's card, because that's not Teo's card. Hot damn, let me tell you who I am. This mofo is the only champion on that, and he's starting the night off on the kick. Man, listen. Teo, you did it to yourself, baby. You did it to yourself. I can't. And he got the toughest fight. He got the toughest fight with the real world title, and he's not even the co-main event. He's like the third, fourth fight. The toughest challenge and the real belt. Damn, Teo. That's gotta hurt. Pica un poco, Teo. Pica un poco, right? Un poquito. You know what I'm saying? yo, listen, I'm trying to tell you, you know that shit be biting Teo's. Yo, I gotta tell you right now, like, Ryan Garcia fighting with Rolly on that main event card, from the outside looking in, Teo's gotta be like, how the fuck did Rolly get up there coming off of a loss? At least Teo's coming off of wins and successfully having that belt. Now, Teo needs to wake up when it comes to the regards of him considering himself undisputed at 140 because you beat Josh Taylor. Yo, Teo, let that shit go, bro. You're looking stupid with that. Teo, although honorable, you can't get credit for it. In a moral victory of beating Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion, morally, like, yeah, you were the first person to give him his loss and beat him. But reality, Teo, is much more different. Teo, stop thinking that you're awarding yourself that status. But the boxing world and what's on paper will not back you up on that lie. Neither the lie that you try to push that once upon a time you were undisputed. You were never undisputed. Never. Just accept it. Accept it, Teo. You were never undisputed. And all you got at the 140-pound weight division was a WBO world title. Teo, please wake up. Please, kid. You're looking stupider and stupider every day. Whether it's your mouth with your ridiculous antics or these false lies you trying to tell the boxing community that you're this kind of champion. Teo, wake the fuck up, kid. For real. That's why you're being treated the way you're being treated, because you're a dumbass. And that's the best way I can tell you. Like, Teo, your antics are like I try, Teo, every freaking day, Teo. You have no idea, Teo. I'll be trying to come like dull the situation down for you. You know, sometimes I'll try to dull a situation or talk another boxer up, but my intentions are always the same. Figuring out that the boxers that we have and the very little men and women we have that are great fighters, if you're already won and you're doing other outside dumb shit, At least I'm trying to show you the value of that fighter. Like, I don't want you to be like blindsided by Teo's antics and think, oh, I got the other guy because fuck Teo. Ooh, you might lose your money. Because although Teo is a little eccentric, right? He's a pretty decent fighter. He's a pretty decent fighter. And he said he was an elite fighter. And he said he was a great fighter. I said he's a decent fighter. And I got to admit, he's good for the sport. Mixing it in with some of the names that we've been watching for the past 5-6 years. You know, and I would like to see Teo fight Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see Teo fight Devin Haney. I would like to see Teo fight a lot of the top guys. I wouldn't mind it at all. I would like to see Teo fight Subriel Matias. If his knees ever stop shaking, like Teo's, like every time he sees Subriel, he turns around and walks the other way. Subriel was coming down the street and Teo saw him. Teo would leave his bitch right there. I'm gone. Shit. Here comes Subriel. That motherfucker is scared to death of Subriel, bro. Him, Richard Hitchison, bro, them dudes is scared to death of that man. For all the shit they be talking about Subriel, he's one-dimensional. He's slow. He gets hit a lot. So this should be an easy fight. What you just described is a man you clearly could beat. Okay, well, damn, Teo's gonna get, Subriel's gonna get his ass whooped. Okay, show me. Why are you running? Teo, stop running, Teo. Teo, let's talk. Come back. He's gone. Teo left. All that shit talking about Subriel. He's slow. He's this. He's that. You're describing an easy win. Show me. Show all of us. We would like to see it. Liam Paro did it. Don't you think you can beat Liam Paro, Teo? Huh? Russell? Huh? Don't you guys think you could beat Liam Paro? Well, then you should be able to beat Subriel. And you know what? If you put it in New York City, Richard Hitchison, you do it in front of all your fans. Then do it. No, instead, he wants to drag up George Camboza. Why? Because talk is cheap in this world. You might run your mouth like a real killer, but what happens when one pulls up? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, all these guys can talk that shit. Subriel's this, that, and the third. Really? Show me. Beat him up. He wants to get beat up. He's telling you. He's right there, bro. They say everybody else but him. But Subriel. No, he's garbage. Really? Why ain't you guys fighting him? Why ain't any of you guys fighting him? Including you, Gary Antoine Russell. I'm calling you out. Didn't you say, Gary Antoine Russell, that you would beat the brakes out of Subriel Matias? Out of all them champions? Tell you the truth, Gary's the only one I think that would fight him. That kid right there, Gary, he's a fighter. He's the only one I'm like this. I'm like, give me a good fight, Gary. Give me a good fight. Give my guy an opportunity at that belt, and may the best man win. Either man wins, U.S. wins anyway, so I'm with it, right? So I'm like, but I want to see an exciting fight. Whether Subriel beats him or loses, just give him his opportunity. All right, beat him. So what? He's already lost twice. Look, I'm not saying he's like the most dominant, undefeated fighter, but he's an exciting fight. He's got a good name, a good buzz. Give him an opportunity. Not Africa. Africa would run Teo over to get away from Subriel. Teo's already running, and Richard Hitchison says, "Why is Teo running?" Oh shit, Subriel! He'll pass Subriel. He'll pass Teo. Richard Hitchison said, "I don't got to be the fastest. All I gotta do, Teo, is be faster than you. Trip, gone. Fucking ducks, scared to death, pretending to be tough guys. Nah, they're not them. They're good tough guys when it comes to selective fighters. They want selected smoke. I'll select you. No, not you. You sit down. You're a little too tough. You, the little guy with the glasses. Yeah, I'll fight you. Selected smoke. That's what they want, bro. They're not like, and which is cool. Like, I don't expect every man to be the most elite fighter and take styles make fights. And sometimes, man, that style might be my kryptonite. It's no shame in, like, because that would be some elite fighter shit where the elite guy can take on all styles, all types. Now I might not be an elite fighter. I might just be a great fighter. And if I'm just a great fighter, bro, that means that there's other fighters out there that could beat me. I never claimed to be elite, but you guys as fans are putting me in the elite category and judging me doing elite shit. Go up divisions, fight him, unify here, undisputed there. Some of these guys are not those guys, but they're great fighters. Richard Hitchison, Teofimo Lopez, Jaron Boots Ennis, Brian Norman Jr., Tank Davis. Those are all champions with one belt. One belt. None of those guys is undisputed. None of them guys have 3 belts. No. Shit is hard enough to just get one. I don't look at Teo and say to Teo, why ain't you undisputed like Terrence Crawford? Tank Davis, why ain't you undisputed? Huh? Africa, Richard, why you ain't undisputed yet? Huh? Terrence Crawford is undisputed. So all you guys need to do the same thing. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is some bullshit right there. No. Terrence Crawford did it. Fucking awesome. But, bro, all these guys are world champions I just mentioned. Isn't that good enough? To tell you the truth, Richard Hitchison, congratulations, brother. You are a world champion. And ain't nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. Teo, world champion. Or these guys, Gary Antoine Russell, world champion. That's fucking remarkable right there. That's just one belt. Hats off to you guys. Continue to fight. Keep giving us big fights. And I'm going to support you guys. Yeah, I'm critical to some guys. And I'm critical in some situations to show you. But at the end of the day, Gary Antoine Russell, Teofimo Lopez, Richard Hitchison, Devin Haney, Tank Davis. I fucking love all you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you for lacing it up. Thank you for coming out and punching your faces in all these fights and giving me excitement. Thank you for giving me the knockouts. Thank you for letting me view through fights and see what the best fight of the year was, what the best knockout of the year was, who was the best fighter of that year, and who accomplished much more, and who was the underdog that came back and won, who wasn't supposed to win and won. I love all that shit. I love all that shit. And I'll use one fighter to point out another fighter's situation and vice versa. But if you stay with me the entire time and just don't hear sometimes some of the bad, the 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 controversy and the good, right? You will stick around and see if you can have it in a conversation, at least. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, to be honest with you guys, um, boxing, is a kind of sport where it's hard just to always get behind one guy. There are thousands and thousands of boxers, and you might have a different fighter in different weight divisions and so forth. And I just want to, tell you guys that you guys are not wrong for supporting your fighter. I don't want not one person in my live stream to ever be deterred away from your favorite fighter. If he's your favorite fighter for a reason, then support that fighter. If Gervonta Davis is your favorite fighter, please take it from me. Don't listen to all these fucking negative dudes. If you were supporting Tank Davis for support, real support, a real fan through the good, bad, and indifferent, they would always support you. Are you a good fan or are you a great fan? Ask yourself that question. Can they talk you away from your favorite fighter? Can the frustration of not getting fights just one time turn you away from? Then I don't think you were really his fan. I'm asking you whether I like your fighter or not. Fuck what I say about your fighter. Uh-uh. It's not about what I say. It's about what you believe. Do you believe inside that you are there for real support? Then stop pushing the storylines. Stop fighting these rumors and speculate about your fighter. That's not what you were watching your fighter for, was it? Why were you watching him for? You like things about him, his style, his technique, maybe his appearance. You might be able to relate to him in a different way, or you just might like his skill, all in all. Or you're just a boxing fan and you like multiple fighters. It's understandable. But I'm gonna tell you what, to be real with you guys, to be perfectly honest, this is how I would love to view the sport. Saul Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, David the Monster Benavidez, and etc. Every man, woman in boxing, all of you are warriors. All of you are warriors. You all got your unique, different traits. What's up, Sam? How you doing? Sam Portland. What do you? I'm gonna get right to your message. And the truth is just like all I want to do is just support these warriors without so much, scrutiny and controversy. Um, if my scrutiny comes, it's going to come from their performances and what they did in the ring, how they feared against their opponent, how they fare against their opponent, and how many champions did you fight? How many divisions? How strong of a fighter were you? That's what I like to study, and I respect great fighters, and I always want to see who the top warrior is, who the best of the best is. I'm intrigued by that. I study winners. That's what I study. I study winners. And some might say, "Oh, well, why don't you study losers, or why don't you go after?" And I'm looking at them. I'm saying, you're 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 mixing the two things up. You want to be honorable to all men and women, that's okay. But studying, why would I study a guy's flaws technique and learn bad habits? If I know that that fighter is flawed and I keep studying his, you might learn bad habits. But if you see the best performing in whatever profession it is, if you were an artist and you were painting and there was a kid over here fucking slapping paint on it, just throwing it at the board, and you had like fucking Picasso here teaching you, who are you going to learn from? If I walked on a basketball court and I saw Michael Jordan standing right there and the high school janitor over here shooting a layup, and the janitor said, "Hey, come over here. I got some things to show you." Michael doesn't even have to ask me. Shut the hell up, janitor. Yo, Mike. Yo, what's up, dude? I'm gonna want to learn from the best. And that's all I do. That's really all I do. What I do is, I break down and I study all fighters, and sometimes these boxing streets can push you in a corner, and you gotta kind of like break something down in order to get your point off. But never, and I repeat, never have I just walked up here, and even though I break down these situations, have just once show me a video out of my entire archive of videos that the world has been watching me, and show me where I said Tank Davis sucks, or Shakur sucks, or Teo sucks, or Terrence Crawford sucks, or this guy's no good, but he can't do it. Show me just one video. I am critical. I can say, hey, you didn't take this fight, this reason, this guy, that. The fuck does that got to do with his skill? When it comes down to the fighter's skill, I am critical to Teo. But you guys know, I will not lie to you. I tell you, yo, Teo's a sucker for that shit, right? But the man can fight. He can fight. He's a little tricky dude. You got to watch him, right? Somebody's going to come and straighten out that mouth. But until that day happens, I'm not just going to take his antics, be blind by his skill, and I'm going to tell you right now, that Teo Barboza fight, I got Teo. That's my prediction. I'm going to make a prediction right now. Teo's going to stop him. He's going to stop Arnold Barboza. You guys knew this coming into the fight. You guys knew Arnold Barboza wasn't that dude before the fight. You guys knew that Arnold Barboza, as a matter of fact, half of you had Jack Catterall in that fight against Arnold Barboza. And going into the Jack Catterall fight, most of you were saying Arnold Barboza was already at the tail end. So, he looks good against Jack Catterall, and all of a sudden he puts on a black leather vest like he always typically does, right? Little Mexican biker there, tough motherfucker. Barboza, he comes from those kind of mess. Then what? right? And so Arnold is going into this fight, and we crazy as fight fans. We get hype shit up and this, that, and the third, and Arnold's looking good and he looks amazing and he looks focused, and Teo's gonna whoop his ass. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know, man. Arnold got a good chance. He's got more than a puncher's chance, I think, in this fight. Arnold he's strong. Teo's better than that, bro. Yeah, he's better than that. Sorry. Teo rises up when the good fights are. He's like when he fights the Josh Klajiks and shit of the world or whatever. He doesn't seem to be like as focused. When he fought Sandor Martin, I mean, Teal just, he didn't really seem like himself. And we all know that Teal fights best off the back foot. His best work is off his back foot when you're coming forward to him. He's real sharp with his eye. He can judge the distance, and he gets ahead of the dude. He'll get ahead of you. And Teal's good like that. But when you got Teal stalking you, the only time Teal's really, really dangerous when he's going forward, when I started seeing young version, he started doing that Fortnite dance in front of you. You don't want Teal doing that Fortnite dance in front of you. He starts going like this in front of you. He's really feeling himself. He's locked in the zone, and you got to get him out of that. You got to hit him with something big to snap Teal, because he's hyped before Teal's in the zone. Then he's gonna Fortnite your ass. Yeah, I don't want, if I was ever fighting Teal and he started doing that fucking Fortnite shit, man, you're gonna have to get out of that. Fuck that. Yo, bang, nigga. Yo, nah, that means the fight's going wrong for you. Teal starts doing that, he's too confident. You didn't see him doing that Fortnite shit against fucking Sandal Martin and fucking Klajic there. He was in for a fight. You didn't see him doing the Fortnite dance against Jermaine Ortiz, did you? No, he had issues, problems. He started Fortnite dancing in front of you. The night's going right for Teal. Yep. I know you said Teal instead of two. Two is overrated. Teal is overrated and delusional like his dad. Yeah. How funny was it when the female Lopez still says he was? Yo, listen. Teal had to let that shit go, man. He just let himself look bad. Oh, I'm undisputed. I'm undisputed in 2-8. No, you're not, Teal. You never were. Teal, por favor, let that shit go, bro. You're looking ridiculous. Stop it, kid. No matter how much you talk it up and you convince the boxing world that you were, the boxing gods were never going to give you credit. You weren't going to talk your way into that one, Teal. They weren't just going to turn around. You know what, Teal? You're fucking right. You're undisputed. Why didn't we see this? Like, Teal, it's not happening. You didn't beat Loma for 4 belts. You beat Loma for 3, and you had 1. Loma had 2, and you had 1. Then Teal fucked up and lost to George Camboza. George Camboza tried to call himself undisputed champion. And we all know Devin Haney had the real WBC. So none of you were, and you're not getting credit for it. Teal, por favor, just let that bullshit go, bro. You're looking ridiculous out here in these boxing streets. You know, a moral victory, you should have took that to yourself. We all knew it. Everybody thought it. But it's not so. We were like, oh shit, he beat Josh Taylor like that? Josh Taylor was undisputed, right? Yeah. And he lost 3 belts leading to but Teal beat him. We would have gave you that here, Teal, as a warrior. But you campaigning it to try to make it truth? You look stupid. Teal, you looking stupid, bro. And a lot of people, you're gonna, and it's not like I'm talking about past tense, because you've already done this shit. This shit is over with. There's no stopping it. Where's my light? Hold on, let me get a light, guys. You know? I just realized why I'm a little revved up this morning, too. Well, that Naoya Inoue shit really fucking, I was like, these dirty motherfuckers. Did they just try to shit on my man's ticket sales? When it's like, they're always accusing these guys of not selling, right? But the way that they say this to all the everybody else is after the fight. After the fight, oh, you didn't sell. You didn't do this. When do they say a month before the fight, you didn't sell? You're already sending out the message that he doesn't sell? You didn't even give him a chance to get up to the fight, kick off the night, and after the night was over, like everybody else does, then say, how'd you do? I thought that shit was bullshit, bro. That this Naoya Inoue seems to be the only fucking fighter that reporters want to go and blatantly say his night's a flop. We're a month out from the fight. The fight hasn't even had. You said it's a flop? You dirty motherfuckers, bro. That's some dirty shit right there, bro. Did they say Tank Davis, Lamont Roach 1 was a flop? 1 month before the fight? Everybody said we didn't want to see the fight. Everybody's saying we didn't ask for the fight. Yeah, we all said that. But did any of you guys say it was a flop? Don't go see this fight because ticket sales are in jeopardy. A month before the fight. Who? Show me receipts. Show me a YouTube channel that said that about him. And don't come here with that bullshit saying, here, I got a guy saying he never wanted to fight. We all said that. That's not the question. I'm saying a person legitimately saying, hey, Tank Davis, Lamont Roach fight, it's in jeopardy. Ticket sales are not happening. It is not popping off. This fight is a flop. That's what I want to hear. Who said that 1 month out before the fight? Not the day of the fight, not the week of the fight, a fucking month out. Show me. He's not there. You're not going to find him. But this is not hate. This is not trying to discourage you from flying in or tuning in. No, that's not what they're doing. Bro, they don't want this dude nice to ever kick off from here on in. I'm telling you guys this. The powers, all the powers that be, some people are behind Naoya in a way. Yes. And he's got people in his corner like Bob Arum. He's got big wigs behind him. He's got his people. And then there's the other side of the street that are trying to do everything in their power to stop him. If we can't beat him in the ring, smear his name. Get people not to tune in. You got the other side. There's their side and the other side. Always, right? That's what's going on here. Comparing him. Allegedly, ain't this the first time you ever heard of him coming to America? Although he's been here 2 times previously, but no one saw him during the corona epidemic, so that shit don't count. So technically, this is his grand arrival. He hasn't even made it in the ring yet, and they shitting on him. They trying to compare a man that is not known. See, they can come out and say, Naoya Inoue is not, and I repeat, is not an American superstar. No, he's not. He sells in Japan. You can acknowledge that, but when he comes out here and his event doesn't sell out quickly, now you can't acknowledge that. Now you have to compare him. You just said he's not a big star in the U.S. So he would struggle a little bit selling, right? Because no one knows him, right? But when he comes out here and starts struggling, rather than backing him up, what do? They throwing more gasoline on it, trying to get you to look away. But where are you going to look? There ain't nothing out there. All the top fighters have already fought for the year. You know how the Americans do. We only fight once a year. Lazy ass mother. This motherfucker gonna be fighting 4 times a year. Exciting. Exciting. When's the next time you gonna see Tank? In June, right? Yo, Tank's, that's some cool shit right there. I gotta give it to him for that one. Running it back like that, this fast, that was cool. I can't say nothing about that shit. Tank said, "You think he beat me? Run that shit back." Dope as hell. Dope as hell. Not like Saul, bro. And then they like, you know, these fighting fans is crazy, right? Check it out. I heard a dude on the Boxing Voice say, you know that Saul's not going to fight David the Monster Benavidez, and David the Monster Benavidez ain't coming down, and if he does come down to 168, Saul's just going to go up and fight the winner out of Demetrius Bivol and Arthur. And my entire record player just scratched. I was like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And bring it back here. And what the hell are you guys talking about? Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to move up to fight Demetrius Bivol or Arthur Benavidez. Are you guys okay? Oh, let's take a walk back down memory lane. Come with me. Take you down memory lane. Right? You guys do remember when Saul Canelo Alvarez fought Demetrius Bivol the first time? Wasn't there a rematch clause enforced in that fight? Who implemented the rematch clause? Eddie Reynosa and Saul Canelo Alvarez management team. They're the ones that put the rematch clause in place. Once Saul lost, it was up to him to enforce the rematch at 175. Saul said he no longer wanted to fight at 175, which tells you first he's not going to go to 175. So he goes back down to 168. Lo and behold, Demetrius Bivol comes out publicly and says to Saul, the rematch was scheduled and set at 175, but check it out, my man. I'll go down to 168 and fight you, Saul Canelo Alvarez, in your weight division. And Saul denied the fight. He canceled the rematch at 175 when Demetrius Bivol said, if you don't want to fight me at 175, I'll go down to 168. And he still said no. He tried to say it was injuries and of sort that Saul was going through some problems, but that's not what BoxRec and Saul's career shows. In fact, he went on to fight again during the time that he could have rematches Demetrius Bivol. So he was healthy enough to go in and fight another fighter, but he wasn't healthy enough to fight Demetrius Bivol at the exact same time. He would have been ready. And Demetrius would have fought him. He ain't fighting Demetrius Bivol. Not today, not tomorrow. And he's definitely not going up to 175 to give it the old hee-ho. You ever hear the expression, fighters get maxed out? Saul's not a big guy. He's not like 6'4". I think he's maxed out at 168. He dared to be great at 175, and he failed to add on to his legacy. Yeah. And then at the time, you have to remember who was there. You have to okay, so you're Saul Canelo Alvarez, and these are your options moving up to 175. Either you fight Demetrius Bivol that has 1 belt, or you fight Arthur that has 3. And at the time, Arthur was rocking 100% knockout ratio. Just remember that other piece. When you're thinking, why didn't Saul fight for someone else's belt rather than fighting dangerous Demetrius Bivol. First of all, no one knew who Demetrius Bivol was. The hardcore fans knew who he was, and the people on that side of the world knew who he was, but we didn't know who he was until he fought Saul. Once he fought Saul, that we saw, we were like, oh shit, this dude can fight. We saw the talent that was Demetrius Bivol. But when the option was in front of Saul, he could have fought Arthur at any time. He didn't want to fight that beast. That man was rocking 100% knockout ratio. I'll fight Bivol, and it didn't work out for him. Yeah. That's just how Canelo Alvarez believe in his own shit. Oh, I must be the greatest. I must be the great. I'm going up there, do some Superman shit. He lost. But I admire him for trying. So, yeah. He lost to Demetrius Bivol. Fuck it. Went back down, got your belts. Still a king in your weight division. He dared to be great. There's nothing I could say that Saul did wrong. Where that, you mean I'm going to be mad at him or because of the fight? One, he lost the fight. Two, he tried to be a better champion. Fuck out of here, bro. Saul, hats off to you, brother. Do your thing, puppy. Saul, do your fucking thing, man. Yeah, I'll be mad at Saul because I wanted to talk up a lot of fights. Of course, I'm a fucking fight junkie. You know what I mean? I want to see people get knocked out, damn it. Right? I'm right there. Whenever a fight busts out, I'm in the front of the crowd. You know what I mean? Go ahead, kid. Let's see what you got. Right? So I'm like, fuck it. Rock out, man. So do your thing. And all these boxers, do your motherfucking thing. Every one of you. And Jaron Boots Ennis got this fight with Stanionis coming up right now. I think that's a good fight. Come on, man. Hats off to both fighters. May the best man win. Stanionis, bro. I know he's coming to rock out. I know Jaron Boots Ennis is coming. See, Jaron Boots Ennis comes from this rich Philadelphian boxing history. And he stands to try to cement his name among the legends of Philadelphia. He really got the city backing him up, but he hasn't really had his opportunities to fighting these mega stars. Due in part to some of promotional problems behind the scene, Jaron Boots Ennis' career kind of slowed down. But when opportunities like this arise, Jaron Boots Ennis needs to step up and answer the bell. Jaron Boots Ennis, Philadelphia's own rising, up and coming superstars, is about to fight a unification with Stanionis. Not if Stanionis has anything to say about it. He's going to win this fight, he says. Mr. Stanionis here is also daring to be great. When you think about the other champions in the division, Brian Norman Jr. already fought, so he couldn't fight him. Mario Barrio is kind of doing his own thing. So the only person that was left, really, as champions, Jaron Boots Ennis. I don't think Stanionis had many options as they claimed they did. I think that the biggest option was Jaron Boots Ennis, and the fact that he stepped up and said, yes, I'll take that fight. I was like, oh shit. Here we go, here we go, here we go. These champions are back. And it's better when you have another guy that has your same vision. Jaron Boots Ennis wants to unify. Stanionis wants to unify. Then let's come together, damn it, and give these people a hell of a fight. Whoever wins that, we have more unifications in the future. You know, if whoever wins out of that fight, I don't want to see no rematch. Fuck that rematch holding up shit. Let's get other people going in. Stanionis or Jaron Boots Ennis, I don't care. If Jaron, you lose, Stanionis, do not give that man a rematch. Go and unify. Go after the other champions. Jerron, you got to work your way back up, etc. If Stanionis loses, Jerron, don't give that man a rematch. Go unify. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some of these rematches are great and big. And Demetrius Bivol and Arthur situation, they already have all the belts. So I can understand the rematches when all the fucking chips are on the table already. But when there's more belts out there, you go get those first, man. Don't get locked into this fucking rematch shit. No, you won, you lost. Don't be a sore loser, bro. You lost. Whoever loses, if Jerron loses or Stanionis loses, go unify. I want to see great champions, bro. You know? And hopefully these other champions have your same vision. What's up, Bentley? However, follows that TV. I'm gonna tell you what, that TV dude, his channel, and there's like a few other channels, boxing channels that are blatantly just one race channels. Those guys are like supporting Black American African fighters. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that their job is to spin every story that's negative towards a Black American fighter and use other fighters to destroy them. So their channels like boxing, like Dante Nation, Ak, those guys, they, no matter what, their whole agenda has to be promoting Black excellence. And I understand it and I get it. That's cool, right? But they're really biased to everyone else. It's like borderline racism, right? Because of what they experience and their fighters experience in the sport. You have to understand that there was a point in time where like racism was like not, we weren't fighting it like we are today. And it was apparent that sometimes people had, you know, the complexion for the protection, like Ak be saying and shit, right? But whenever it comes situations where Jamel Charlo and Spencer flip their cards, they will not call out their drug problems. They'll quickly like, oh, he has a substance problem and keep talking over it. They won't bring it out whenever it has to do with any Black fighters. But that's their basis, and I understand it. I understand what kind of channel he has. At no way do you allow to talk down Black fighters. You talk them up and you talk everybody else down. That's what kind of channel that is. And I get it. I get it. They don't love the sport of boxing. They just, they came into the boxing world with, I believe, a pure heart. Their intentions were great. Promote Black excellence. Beautiful. And they came into the game, but and then month by month, year by year, you saw Ak TV, Devin, Boxing Nation, whatever. They all turned into the very entity they were fighting. The racism, the scrutiny, the bigotry, the all these things that these other channels were against Black American fighters, they came in trying to support Black American fighters and try to elevate them when they're calling Black fighters boring. which is a lot of lies. And some are, some not. Every nationality, you could do that with anybody. But they started fighting against that very thing. And in their quest of promoting black excellence, they fell right into racism channels. They became them. TV, that Dante's Nation, them dudes, they're all just racist channels now. And that's a shame. That's a damn shame to like, because those men, they were good men. They had great intentions. They just didn't know how to keep their power. They didn't know how to stay like the message. Once they started getting viewers, it was like, oh shit, everybody likes what I'm saying, and it went inwards. TV, he's a racist. Dante Nation, he's a racist. They're blatant racists. And all they do is they talk with a smooth, and they like be racist right in between the line. They like dance within it. But they're 100% racist. They don't like any other boxers. How I don't have the right to call them racist? Really? Tell me one American fighter or Japan fighter they like. It's not like they promote all boxing. They don't. They only promote one race. That's blatant racism right there. That's what most of us are accused of if we were to do that to them, right? So, but I just want you guys to know they don't speak for you. They don't speak for me. We here at Round One Sports TV, we're all walks of life. We promote everything and everyone. We give you the good, bad, and the ugly. I don't care what. You could be fucking orange. I don't care. I don't give two shits. If you're good, you're good. If you're doing this, you're doing this. And every time I always give both sides of the street their credit. I'm a firm believer in giving the opponent and talking up the opponent too. Because when you beat him, you get credit for beating that guy. Not a cab driver like these guys are calling them, right? When these guys beat these guys, Dante Nation and Ak, you guys called these dudes cab drivers. That's out of your mouth. How the fuck you want me to give him credit when you yourself called his opponent a cab driver? I don't think that's right. I think that the opponent as well needs to be talked up. Isn't he a professional fighter? Isn't he in there trying to be great too? So what if he's not as skilled as the other guy, but let's talk him up too, so that we have a competitive fight. Not one guy always talking down the other guy like these other channels. It's only hate or shit talking when you're talking down another guy, right? That can be you could view that as shit talking and hate talk and this and that, and that's okay. If those channels were only doing that, they wouldn't be racist in my eyes. They would just be shit talkers and shit. I know how to see the difference. Where the racism comes in, you don't talk about any other color, nationality boxer. Every nationality boxer you cover is beneath you. And in their quest to support black dominance, they fell in the pitfalls of the same thing that these racist channels did to all my Mexicans and Latin fighters, and told us that we need to go back to our islands, told us that as Latin men we're too short, as Latin men we're not great, that black dudes and the white dudes and all this other shit are better than you, and this and that. And I've been race discriminated against before in my life, but I don't give a fuck about what any of those dudes think. I don't care what your opinion. That's not how I view myself. I don't care how you view me. I don't view myself that way. I love myself and I love all my human friends. I love all my friends, man. As a Puerto Rican, we don't see race. And that's the great thing about my people. Yeah. When you come to our house, you're going to see my Indian sister, my black uncle, my white ass aunt, my fucking Chinese looking, you know what I'm saying? We got it all, baby. We got it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we I was always I never had that in I never saw color, bro. I just never did. I didn't know that shit was like that until I was a teenager that I was introduced to it. Yeah. But my fucking grandma's black as shit, bro. Tio Moreno, we call him Tio Moreno for a reason. That motherfucker black. And I got aunts that look like Indians. And I got uncles that look like Spaniards. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Look at me, white as hell, like, right? Tan as shit. I've always seen people. Um, I guess I was too fucking ignorant to go down that path, but now that I'm covering like sports and shit and you see this shit like unfold before your eyes, the respect is there with some boxing channels and the fact that they do cover boxing. The respect is there. I mean, get a fan, but those kind of guys, man, those kind of channels, be careful. Be careful. They're gonna have you going against and thinking that boxing's all of a sudden a black and white and race thing. No, it's not. Boxing is a human thing. I want to know, can you kick my ass? Are you him? Really? You say you're him? Then come out fucking side. Say that to my face. We'll find out. That's what fighting is about, right? That's all it is. So just be careful when you go to some of these channels. They can really install this kind of hate and without you realizing it. Me, I'm a competition junkie. I am a competition junkie. Fucking. Yeah, what you want to play checkers? Let's go. Hey, no, grandma, you're not winning. Mm-mm. Oh, you want to play pit? Let's go. Like, you want to play cards? Let's go. I'm trying to win in everything. Like, grandma, you want to shoot free throws? Go ahead. Nope, I blocked that shit. Who said I couldn't block it, grandma? You know what I mean? If you're up winning, I'm gonna try to do something. That's me. That's me. I get that from my brother. We are just competitive. We are just we compete against everything, man. I'm telling you. If I heard that you can hopscotch better than fucking Edwin, I think who can hopscotch better? God damn. Throw the rock. Let's go. I ain't never played hopscotch a day in my life. If they say you were better than me in it, I'm gonna learn how to play it. I was just a nutbag like that. I'm competitive. Like I know that. I know that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stopped doing a lot of things like playing sports a little bit and doing things because you might get that ego eye from me. Score too many baskets if you want to. Ego eye. Yeah, I'm looking you down, bro. I gotta do something. I ain't lose it. You know what's funny? Things they all your for and well, they called Nonito Donaire old at 36 years old. I don't even need you to use Bud at 37 as an old man. No, because Arthur is 40 fighting Demetrius Bivol. And shit, fucking Andy Cruz started his career at 27 years old, and a lot of fighters are up there in age. This is what I want you to ask yourself when you hear that Nonito Donaire was 36 years old when he fought Naoya Inoue, and that he was too old. Ask yourself this one question. Had it not been for Naoya Inoue, who wins the World Series of Boxing? If Naoya Inoue was not there in the final fight, Nonito Donaire was allegedly old, but he was good enough to beat everybody in the tournament and be the last two men with Naoya Inoue at 36, but he was washed. Take Naoya Inoue out of the equation. Who wins the tournament? The old man? You mean the 36-year-old man that you said was too old to fight Naoya Inoue? That same 36-year-old man would have won the entire series. He would have walked away with all the belts and that Muhammad Ali trophy. Had it not been for Naoya Inoue, then you guys said Nonito Donaire was washed up old. After losing to Naoya Inoue, he was so good, in fact, he went and fought a French undefeated champion, knocks him out, an undefeated young kid in his 20s. Nonito Donaire knocked him out, took his WBC World Championship, and then defended the belt before facing Naoya Inoue for the second time. But somehow he's washed at 36. He's just better than everyone else at 36 years old. He would have won that tournament. He was good enough to win a belt. But all of a sudden, when he fights Naoya Inoue, he's washed. But you guys can't see this? You guys can't see. You guys took the 36-year, oh, he's old, and forgot that he was that good. He made it to the final. That's how good he was. Don't let them fool ya. Oh, no. Because I'm here to school ya. Hit that like button. Come on, guys, man. Help a brother out, man. Help me out. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button for me, man. We getting rid of all these lies. I'm not going to let them lie to you about this man. About any boxer, for that matter. If you doing your thing, I'm going to talk you up. You know, some of these fighters are doing remarkable things and they should be credited. I don't give two shits if you're down in them lower weight divisions. Key word, division. What Terrence Crawford's doing in his weight division, what Saul's doing in his weight division, what Usyk's doing in his weight division, and what Naoya Inoue is doing in his weight division. There are divisions. And what should make your division any more greater than mine? Competition? That's one way to look at it. Opponents? Who's there? How many world champions have you fought? Who have you beaten? And the one thing good about Naoya Inoue's run, he wasn't fighting for any vacant belts. He wasn't bringing anybody up from the lower weight divisions to fight you. No. Naoya Inoue did it on the straight up and up. The first time he got those belts, he went to everybody's champion's house individually. You're the champion, let's go outside. The most honorable way. He didn't fight one guy for 3 belts. He didn't go in there and fight Errol Spence Jr. for 3 belts that he basically did all your work for you. He didn't fight George Camboza in Australia for 3 belts. He went and got him individual. Then he moves up to do it a second time. And it was even tougher. He didn't have to go out individually and get them all. But the next 2 champions he fought, they weren't 1 belt champions. They were unified champions. Both fighters had 2 belts. That's how good those champions were. So it wasn't good enough that he went and beat each champion individually. He moves up to fight more stronger, more formidable opponents. Stephen Kubo thought was undefeated. Talked about it being a pound for pound less. Marlon Tapales just knocked out, just beat the, well, he didn't knock out MJ. He went the distance with MJ, but he just beat him, and now he got 2 belts. You got 2 guys rocking out, and Naoya Inoue came in. Let me get that. How the hell isn't this dude fucking, the shit he's doing ain't great? How? Let's look at Terrence Crawford's run. Let's look at Usyk's run. Let's look at Josh Catterall's run. Let's look at Devin Haney's run. And let's look at Jamel Charlo's run. Any guy with 4 belts, let's look at how they do it. How'd you do it? So, in regards to Naoya Inoue, who are you comparing him to? Who are you comparing him to? So that's what I mean, guys. Oh shit! Frontline. He said he could say names better than me. Am I up to the challenge? Now I gotta cut you, Frontline. You see, if I can't beat you, now I gotta cut you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got my Achilles heel. Damn you, Frontline. Yo, and with friends like this, shit, he exposed me. You guys know I can't say no damn names. That's my damn Achilles heel. Frontline, how you gonna do me like that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, but Frontline, I tell the truth around here, right? At least, you know what I'm saying? Look, you guys know I'm the undisputed world champion of the world. You guys seem, hold on, let me show you the proof. Hold on. I'm fighting George Foreman up there in the corner, man. You see me down at the bottom? Listen. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You guys saw me with the belts right there, bro. You know what I mean? Undisputed world. You saw, man, look, you guys don't got to fact check that. You don't got to look up my fights. Don't worry about, man. I'm here to just take it from me. Take it from me. You know what I'm saying? And you see the evidence. It's right there. I'm just clearly fighting with a smile on my face, of course, because that's how I do, you know. So fight fans, listen. Before you guys out there, well, what's up? Edwin slept on this all night and woke up on a rampage. You goddamn right. Listen, don't shit on my boy, bro. Don't shit on the best fighter in the world. Listen, and you guys know me. Full transparency. Had Naoya Inoue been fucking Ukrainian, Russian, French, whatever nationality, I would have backed them up. Who would have told you in any possible situation, just because he's Japanese, that I'm like, oh shit, we all know Japan wasn't that 20 years ago. It never was. So don't give me that, oh, I'm rocking with this dude because he's Japan type shit. No, I'm rocking with him because he's a goddamn human being. And I love his skills and what he's doing in the ring. So let's just get that right out the way. I rock with the best fighters, bro. And all this fucking bias shit and all bullshit they're giving this man because he's not as big or or doesn't speak English type shit. Well, that's not why I'm watching them for. I'm watching them to rock out, and that's why I watch them. So, fight fans, I'm gonna go have a smoke. I gotta go eat some breakfast, but I was just gonna hop on real quick this morning and let you guys know. Don't believe the hype. If you want to watch this man fight, buy a ticket, Las Vegas, Round One Sports Talk. We'll be in the building. I'll be out there with you guys. Can't wait to meet you guys. See you guys. We'll have a drink or two and talk boxing. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in and rocking out with the best channel, undisputed channel on these YouTube streets. Do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell icon. Mark, my man, how you doing? Everybody, have a great day. We'll be on later tonight probably, and I'll see you soon. And I'm out. Peace. I'm going to go back to sleep and let these YouTube streets talk shit. Leave my man, leave Naoya Inoue out of it, bro. Let